This is a story of faith, hope, and devotion. I've heard it from a senior army officer. He talked about a major who was climbing up the Himalayas with his platoon of 15 soldiers. It was a cold winter. The unit they were to relieve was anxiously awaiting them. Temperatures had dropped, and it becomes very severe in those conditions. Foremost on the minds of the soldiers was if only somebody could give them a hot cup of tea. But where can tea be available in the desolate Himalayas? And lo behold, they saw before them a wooden structure that was unmistakably a tea shop. Unfortunately, it was locked. They thought, trust our luck. If there had been a tea cellar, we could have felt relieved with a hot cup. They suggested to their officer, let's break the lock. There must be material for making tea inside. The officer was now facing an ethical dilemma. On one side was the thought that the army is not meant for looting from people but for protecting them. On the other side was the temptation of a steaming hot cup for his platoon. So finally, he gave them permission. The lock was broken open. The soldiers entered and found the stove there with the fuel, the tea leaves. To their delight, they made sufficient tea to drink not 1 cup but 2 cups each. There were even biscuit packets there, and they had their fill of glucose biscuits. Before leaving, the major thought, we are army men, not thieves. We must compensate to this tea shop owner. And he took out roughly around 3,000-4,000 rupees and placed them on the table under the sugar container. And then they bolted the door and left. 4 months later, another platoon arrived to relieve them, and now they were descending. Towards early evening, they reached that tea shop, and they found an old tea seller sitting there. He was delighted to find customers. He welcomed the soldiers in. He prepared tea for them, and they began speaking. He shared the life he was leading. They asked him how many customers he was getting in that deserted place. And he related how he had great faith in God. The major questioned him, you are living in such poverty. If there is a God, why is he not taking care of you? And the old shopkeeper said, Sahib, there is God. I tell you there is. 3 months ago, terrorists had arrived. That was the time of severe insurgency there in Kashmir. So he was relating the terrorists had arrived and they wanted some information from my son. When he did not divulge it, they beat him up severely. I had to take my wounded son to the hospital. I needed medicines for his treatment. On coming back, I begged from my neighbors. But out of fear of repercussions from the terrorists, none of them helped. Then I entered my shop. Sahib, you will not believe this. While I was away, God had come to my shop. He made tea and drank tea and left money for me. That 3,400 that God left, Sahib, you will not understand how valuable it was in treating my son. You will have to believe that Bhagavan is there. The soldiers looked at each other. They looked at the major, and something in the major's eyes told them, quiet, you are to keep your mouth shut. So they departed from there. Before departing, the major said, "You are very right. Bhagavan hai." What is the message behind this story? All of us can become little instruments of God, and in helping others, we can make them realize the kindness of the Lord and feel, yes, Bhagavan hai. Life is not meant to be led just for ourselves. Muhammad Ali, the great Muhammad Ali, he put it so well when he said, service to others is the rent we pay for our stay on the earth. And if we don't have time to serve, we can do the next best thing. From our hard-earned wealth, we can give some away in charity. It is said money is like a pair of hands. It can reach where we cannot. To feed the hungry, to serve the needy, to clothe the poor. Money, in fact, has been compared to cow dung. Cow dung, if it is all heaped up in one place, it merely rots and smells. But when it is spread out, it nurtures life. The same is the nature of money as well. Our scriptures have given us the stringent instruction. Nyayoparjito vittasya dashamanshena dhimatah kartavyo viniyogascha ishvara prityarthamevacha. The Skanda Puran says, Nyayoparjita, whatever you have earned by proper means, dashamanshena, take out 1/10. And Ishvara prityarth, give it in the service of God and Guru for the benefit of all humankind. It will, of course, enable others to feel Sahab Bhagavan hai. But it will also help us realize that when we work, it's not just for our pleasure and enjoyment. We are working for a higher cause. When we start giving 1/10 of our earnings in service of God, slowly the consciousness develops. I am doing my work for His pleasure. And then we reach the state of karm yoga, which Lord Krishna talks about. Sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. Even while we are working, the consciousness will be, I am doing this for the pleasure of God. To reach that elevated state, we must adopt Seva dharma, the dharma of service.